Today we're doing a sketchbook tour and it's gonna be starting from, I just checked, 2017. So when my art wasn't, at its peak, to recent. And I have a bunch of sketchbooks here. They're not all filled. This is all of them. And let's just start right in with the first one. We're gonna put this pile on the side. I have a little camera here and I'm gonna show you the overview. So my first sketchbook was this one, and I don't even know where it's from. It's from Hairlitz, and it has a pretty cool design. So this was a sketchbook. I just had to laugh so much. I started this in August 2017. I think I did this in school. It's like a kind of it was definitely printed. It was like a graphic design of me. And I titled myself Lee back then, from Letty. Lee with a little planet. And yeah, I don't know. I ripped out a bunch of pages. I was very, not confident with my art back then. And it's just when you start. I started off with, this was definitely not 2017, this was later, but I sketched it in here. This was more 2017, 2016. I used markers and liners. There's a bunch of pages ripped here, but this was kind of inspired by Adventure Time. I just copied a lot of, I think that's still really strong. Copy first and then make it your own after. That's how I haven't found my style, I would say. I don't have a particular style that stands out. I just do realism a lot. But, make it exist first and then make it great after. And I just copied to, understand other artists' processes and, other artists, how would I do it? I just did a lot of copying from real life references too. And, yeah, we love it. Best page. I love this too. You can see I wasn't really confident. I was getting better with the portraits. I think portraits were always my thing. I really like drawing humans. This one I actually did a painting of, a whole painting. Yeah, this is cool. I like it. Ripped out page. You can see the frustration. I think that was it actually. And that was this sketchbook. Really thin, as you can see. Back then I used to draw a lot on, just paper. I didn't really have a sketchbook on hand always, but I always just drew on paper, and I have a lot in my archive. I have a really big, folder with old art and a small one. And if anyone is interested from, before 2017, the years to, I think 2020, 2021, if anyone is interested in that art, please let me know. I will do a video on that. I have it laying here. So this is my next sketchbook. It's a big one. It's A4. It's from Arteza, or however you pronounce it. And I ripped out a bunch of pages out this too, not out of frustration, but more out of, because I really like this paper, and I still like this paper to this day. It's a really good, paper for a colored pencil. I started this in, what it says, April 2019. And this is just, I started this off wanting to learn the basics. You always have to start learning the basics. I did it off of YouTube videos, and I think that's the best way. There's just random people explaining to you how it works. And this was kind of my style back then. I did the big eye, big ear, big head one. I think it's cute still. I did a lot of graphic designs. I had a graphic tablet back then, and I did graphic designs based off of this. But yeah, also learning the basics because I really wanted to do realism and colored pencil. So, you know, this doesn't belong in here. This is a really good, not finished portrait. I don't know what date, but it's not from here. This also is from a later time. I will leave these in here though. Because, as I said, this was really good. This is the paper. It's really good colored pencil paper. Maybe you can see. Just wow. Just how the colored pencil lays on there. Arteza did a very good job with this paper. You know, learning the basics of a face, where the eyes are sitting, how noses work, how ears work, proportions. Did a lot of gesture drawing. This is also an art style I had back then. People I can draw, but only from reference. I would say that I could draw a portrait without a reference, but you know, gesture drawing is still something I need to kind of learn, practice. Because if you don't practice it, it doesn't come to you naturally. I don't know what I did here. I think it was for school. Portraits again, and I could really use this paper still. I copied this somewhere. It's cute. Okay, that was just very short. It's thick still because there's a lot of paper I could use still, and I will. So this was my next sketchbook. I returned to the small one. I don't know if I ripped pages here. This is me. I think I had in a foil, like a portrait here. Kind of the style that we saw before, but in like graphic design. Like I said, I had a graphic tablet and I drew on there and I printed it sometimes. Okay. This is cute. This was in Fuerteventura in 2020, and I just drew from life, from like a cliff, from like a little viewpoint onto the sea. It was very cute. And I also drew, I remember this so vividly, I drew my mom and my dad, how they were like chilling at the pool, and I drew them, and I drew a random woman, and I drew a picture of a pigeon I took. That brings me back. I never want to lose this. This was, I don't know what animal this is. These were all over the beach back then in Fuerteventura. Kind of cute. This was my room back then. My braces, portraits, hands, more portraits. I think everyday drawing. How I used to look, and I did this off of a. I think I did this off of a mirror. Clothing. This is my best friend. So cute. This was back in school. Then we always had like a seat across from each other, and I drew her back then. Yeah, and I drew this on the same day. I remember it. On the same day I drew this. This was my cereal bar, and I loved figs back then. You know, the 2020 vibe where it was all like quarantine, colorful, all the music. I remember it. Now it's 6 years ago. That is so crazy. That was that was drawings of that my friend did. I didn't do this. It says from Elfie. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna ask her if she wants me to show this. I drew a portrait here, or is it this one? No, I drew a portrait here and erased the whole portrait. It's crazy. I did photo drawings of like posture, and little portraits. Was this it already? No. This is pretty cool. I don't like the medium too much, but it turned out okay. I think I wanted to learn back then how to draw with it. Kind of my style back then. Kind of figuring out a new style. I don't know. I always switch between a lot of styles, trying to figure out what is mine, but never anything is mine because I copied a lot, and just trying to find something that's original. Yeah. A lot of pages still in here. I keep doing that. And I think I ripped out pages here too, definitely, that belong in here. Probably have them in my archive folder that I will hopefully show sometime. Okay, what comes after that? After that comes my first full sketchbook. This whole thing is full. It's from Arteza. I loved the paper. I loved everything about it. You know, this button small. I have to sneeze. Thank you. So this is the first page. Whoa, a lot of change, a lot of improvement. Like I said, I used a lot of this paper to practice. The portrait that we saw in this one was between this and this. So I practice a lot. I should do a whole timeline video, a timeline of, but that would be, I would have to sort so much. Well, whatever. I started this in 2021 and I finished it in 2023. That is super crazy. Yeah, I saw a lot of sketchbooks with the first page being, here's the artist, here's who draws this, and it's just really cool. I really love this portrait. It's kind of spacey, kind of funky, the artist, but it really ruined the first cover in black, and it ruins my hands, but it's okay. Then the second one was this, also really cool. I'm just gonna flip through this. Here I wanted to, if you ever want to cover something up in your sketchbook, just put tape over it with, a bit different drawing. I don't even know what's behind here, but this turned out to be a cool, page. There's a cat behind here, and I want to see it. Cute cat. I don't know why I covered it, but really love this page. I think, like I said before, this is my favorite sketchbook. I just really experimented a lot in this one. This is portrait, self-portrait, wait. Okay, self-portrait, postcard, very cute. Yeah, I taped a page here. I think I ruined this, yeah. It's cute, but, I taped it shut. This cute portrait, unfinished, sadly. This was my style back then, kind of edgy. I don't do it anymore. These are called, I called these back then tiny heads, and they were really cool. They were like my profile picture and everything. Portrait, wow. This paper is so good. But these portraits took really long to fill out the really tiny white gaps that you always see when you draw with colored pencil. It's taking a really long time. That was for school something. Landscapes. This is also really cool and unfinished, sadly. Spiky heads. Really, really cool. I think with this sketchbook, I started my TikTok account. Yeah, these were from 2020, no? Yeah, 2021. basically 2020. I don't know if I have it anymore. I think I threw it away because it broke, but I did a sculpture of this actually. It was like a pregnant woman with like spikes and no head. I don't know. Rats. This was my best friend's cat. So cute. It's also so cute. And the portrait I didn't like, and I put pictures over it, and he's cute. They're kind of testing colors. I don't know from what. I think from the Carandeage color pencils. Could be. Because I got them most recent, like 2 years ago. A whole set. I have them up here somewhere. I have to clean this too. Really cool portraits though. This was the lamp in my childhood room, ceiling lamp 2022. This was right before I moved out, so I drew it. Really a lot of unfinished. The tiny heads again. I like the mix of, you know, realism and something you make your own. I think the tiny heads was always my own. I think they're kind of cool. Tiny heads again. Me in the train. The trapped in pants again. Yeah, what I'm saying, kind of a mix of both. A really cool eye. And then this was a TikTok trend. It was like front side and 3/4 view. Did a TikTok to this. Borsoi. Yeah. So it's actually a sketch. I don't know why I did this. I didn't fit it on this whole page, but it kind of goes down here. But this is a reference. You can see a shirt that's not filled, you know, with the human body, but the arms stick out. I thought this was such a cool idea, and I actually made it into a whole graffiti drawing. I could show it somewhere. A lot of these are actual drawings and paintings, so I'll try to show them when I mention them. But yeah, this is one of my favorite processes, one of my favorite, you know, pieces I made. Why not? Kind of cute. Figure drawings again. Me from different angles. That looks, what is this? I don't think they're proportionally right. They look okay. I love these. This is when I started these 0.5 out of my view drawings. Really cool. I did a bunch of these in this sketchbook. This page just doesn't belong in a sketchbook. This belongs in a frame because, well, this sketchbook is just really good with colored pencil. I really miss it. I want an Arteza sketchbook again. Wow, the paper is just so good. And how the colors, they're so vibrant. Really good. An apple sticker. Wonderful. I have it now. Oh yeah, remember when I told you that I ripped a bunch of pages out from the other sketchbook? These are these. I don't know why. So this belongs to this sketchbook in front here, somewhere here. Yeah, here somewhere. It was day 2 actually. Day 2, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 5, day 4 should be somewhere. Ooh, this is when I got my wisdom teeth removed, all of them at the same time. That's why I look like that. It was very blue, green, yellow, everything, and swollen so much. And these are my teeth. These are my teeth. I drew them from life. And I thought it is such a funny moment. That's why I drew them. I was so young. It's so cool. This was also in a Fuerteventura vacation. My feet, something I ate, a little grandpa, an unfinished portrait. This was when I was in an aquarium. I don't know where it was anymore. The hands. Cute drawing from life, I think, July 2020. A rabbit. I saw this rabbit. I have it on one of my old phones. I saw this rabbit in real life and this bird too. And you know, these are from a photo by my hand. These are all my hands. A church again. Just practicing. And this one's empty. Crazy. I'll put them in this one because they belong in here. Yeah, so I did a lot of these 0.5. I think this was at the airport to, I don't know where. It just says the flight numbers. I don't know where I went to. Swans. This was my desk. My desk was really cool. What's this? This may be the inspiration. Didn't I tell you? Okay, no. In the video that I text from here, that many weeks ago, I don't know what I posted a video where I said I wrote it down, and then I referenced a drawing and demonstration where I saw it at Magpie. I think it's that Magpie. And I made a huge painting out of that, so I will reference it here somewhere. That's just crazy to me. Wow. Ooh, big reference of a really cool one. Did I finish it? No, this is not the one. I think I never finished that painting, but I will reference it here. I will show it here. A really cool first inspiration, and I did way more after that with like this shirt and tie. I really thought it's kind of a help yourself. Yeah, it says it right here. Help yourself composition sketch. A big time where I had this concept a lot, the help yourself concept. Yeah. This one too. This one is kind of inspired by that, but I never made this into a painting. You know, it's I'm standing upright, but my shadow's crooked. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Birds. This is the pond that I drew recently. I will show it in, I think, this sketchbook. It's the same pond. Spiders. These were from Life 2. The tiny heads again. This was behind my house, behind my family's house, and it was in summer where I stacked the hay bales. It's so cool. My dad building up a shelf with me. I'm gonna, you know, I'm glad I have these memories. This was an actual dead deer that I think I didn't see, but my mom saw. This is a composition sketch, Help Yourself Part 10 million. No, but I think this Help Yourself Part 2 that I made into an actual painting. Show it here, hopefully. I read a bunch of poetry back then, so I kind of wrote it into my sketchbook. This was a changing time of life where I moved out and I was very sad of moving out and being alone and staying alone and being lonely forever, and it was kind of me at that time. So I drew this. I used to draw these tiny hats in school too. So this is just a bunch of cutouts of my school folders. I have it all in here. I love that. I love when sketchbooks have these pockets. Stuff in there. Really emotional sketchbook that changed a lot for me in oil painting too. Getting into painting and having ideas for that. After that comes this sketchbook. It's a really cool one. It's my most recent one. It's ripped recently here. Let's look into it. I started this sketchbook in 2023, August 2023. A lot of from life drawings. September 2023. Save Yourself was a painting too. I will reference it here. It's a really cool painting. I think the painting is better than the concept, which is, kind of should always be. Then this one is one from, this is 24 already. So this one is one from, I think a reference from Pinterest, both of these. This was one of the first nights of me in my new apartment being alone. And I always had the windows like really dark and shut out. This is me and my boyfriend, I think when we started dating. Yeah. Or around the time when we started dating. Me somewhere sitting. Cool. I hate this one. I hate this page. I hate this page. This was me trying again with the wax, pencils. Turned out okay. I love this page. This was a portrait of me with my little stuffy and trying out new things. Little portrait. I wanted to fill this page afterwards, but never really made anything out of it. This was not from life, this was from Pinterest. I wanted to do a landscape again because I did so many portraits. This one was really cool. I really still want to turn this into a painting. It's me with like big hands, and this was to Halloween. Also cute. This was when I was visiting my boyfriend in February 25. Another portrait of my boyfriend and I, which I still want to finish so much. I still have the references. I keep references a long time, but I still want to finish this so much. This is my computer setup right now. This I literally did in the last video. And this one, this is the pond I just talked about, same pond. These both kind of overlap. So these drawings will, be from a former time. It says February 25, but I don't know if I started it then. So this was my kind of like the artist page again. First portrait, and this me drawing something. This is kind of cool. And this one, my boyfriend did. It's so cute. I love it. Then the second page is portrait again. This is the sketch, the idea for this painting. I can't abandon the person I used to be, so I carry her. And it's unfinished. Really emotional painting. I really want to finish it. I still have the references. I just have to do it. This is a really old portrait actually of my boyfriend when he had red hair. That was in 2021. Unfinished too. I want to turn this into a colored pencil or watercolor colored pencil thing. So we'll see what turns out. Favorite, this is my favorite page yet in this one. I tried watercolors for the first time and I think it turned out pretty okay. I tried watercolor portraits here and mixing watercolor with colored pencil, and I think it turned out really good. And I think then we only have this one with a live, semi-live painting because I finished it when I was at home. Kind of a lookout. I already have a new sketchbook laying around. This is a mixed media paper 2. I'll see what I'll do with this. I don't really like this kind of paper for colored pencil, as I said, but it has a pocket too. I really love the color too. So for the future, this will be my sketchbook, and let's see what I'll do with it. Maybe I'll get one on the side for a colored pencil. But yeah, I think this was pretty cool. We went throughout my whole kind of art journey. Like I said, I have an art journey before that, which I didn't document in sketchbooks. I will show you if you're interested, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspired you to start with sketchbooks, and don't be afraid to make anything ugly. If you make it ugly, just put something over it or just skip to the next page. It's okay. It will be good memories. It will be, a laugh later. When you improve, and you'll improve someday if you really practice, then you can just say like, look how much I improved. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Goodbye.